To be honest, each backpack is different enough from one another that all of them have a purpose and not one overshadows the other. Yo, what's up guys, it's Psycho here today, and in this video, I'll be covering the common scenarios / pros for each backpack, telling the cons, and giving my opinion which one I'll be using most of the time. First, a short description of each one. The Spike Shell. This one reduces and reflects damage only for melee attacks. It reduces damage by 15% for you, and reflects the 15% damage back to your opponent. The reflection damage does get affected by your team upgrades, kit buffs, enchants, etc. The Portable Vending Machine. This one allows you to use the shop anywhere you are. If you're in the void though, there is a limit of things you can purchase at a time. There is a 15-second cooldown after you exit the shop. The First Aid Kit. It heals 7.5% of your missing health once every second. For your teammates to use it, they have to be no more than 6 tiles away from you. Now, I'm going to talk about the common scenarios for each backpack. The Spike Shell. It is useful in all sword fights for having the extra defense if we're thinking in general, but specifically, it makes team wipes much easier to do. Perfect for juggernaut kits like Ember and Evelyn and Arian, etc. Also, it makes good for trolling the players when they do damage to themselves. The Portable Vending Machine. You save plenty of time buying stuff from your backpack instead of going back to base. Specifically, it is helpful when you're in mid to instantly get items so that you don't have to surrender mid. Also, it is a lifesaver when you could buy balloons and telepearls when you're in the void, with 1 or 2 balloons left. Also, it is very convenient when you're trying to use fireballs while using plunder to not have to go back to base to restock fireballs. I don't know what I was doing here. I bought the backpack and didn't do that. The First Aid Kit. It is super helpful when you need fast healing if enemies are chasing you. Also helpful if you need a quick HP boost before you attack someone that is a runner. Unlike the last First Aid Kit backpack, this one heals teammates. It doesn't really matter to me though, since I'm not usually around my teammates that much. But there is one scenario that your team benefits from the healing. It is when your team is constantly being rushed and you need to heal up fast. Now I'm going to talk about the flaws. The Spike Shell. It is only useful for sword fights, so if you mainly use the bow, this is not the right backpack for you. Also, if your opponent is a runner and they use the bow, it would also not be the right backpack to use. It took too much of my time to find this exact scenario, which justifies the usefulness for this backpack. The Portable Vending Machine. It cannot buy diamond upgrades, which is fine to be honest, otherwise it would be way too OP. Also, the backpack limits the amount of stuff you could purchase from the shop when you're in the void. Also, there's a 15-second cooldown though, but it doesn't really bother me too much. I try to buy stuff while finding the void, but I couldn't do it fast enough. Maybe I could do it with enough practice. The First Aid Kit. The First Aid Kit doesn't heal you anymore while you take damage, which makes it more situational than the other backpacks. Now I'm going to talk about my opinion. For me, I like to use farming kits like Lucia and Melt Detector, so for the farming kits, I will buy the Portable Vending Machine first. If I'm using an attacking kit like Airy, Barb, Hannah, I would rather buy the Spike Shell first for easier PvP. And unfortunately, the First Aid Kit is going to be the last one I purchase, since I prefer using the other two. But that's just my opinion, so you could disagree if you want. Maybe you use a kit that synergizes really well with the First Aid Kit, like Jade or Yuzi. Before I end the video, I just want to do a mini shout out to some of my random teammates here, and how nice they were. Papercuts O here was the first person that gave me iron because I was using the Barbarian kit, and I never asked him to give me iron. Also, Fireball 1952 and 12k_AlienK were helping me get dimes, so that I could get tier 3 in Armory faster. It's actually kinda rare to find diamond collectors that save up for good upgrades or give dimes to teammates. Most of the times they get Battle Alarm, which is not really the greatest upgrade. I only show you guys the positives, which makes getting footage somewhat difficult. Approximately 70% of my games have bad teammates or toxic players, or I can't record the footage I want from the backpacks because I get rushed early or I get eliminated before I get the backpack. So those are my thoughts on the new backpacks, and I will see you later.